show.
Well, you know,
Because Comedy Central like cracks down on that shit. I was just watching a video of this girl doing like a jewelry show on Facebook, and it just got swarmed by like a bunch of like meme shitlords. It was fucking. That's why I was late. It was fucking hilarious.
okay. So good.
All right. Yeah, but we this
I'm
week.
not sure. Yeah. How do I pull up the current stream on your thing? I thought I could just pull it up to your live.
Well, I just put us on live, so it should be on my video chat.
Okay. Oh, your video chat.
Oh, no, not video chat. My channel.
All right. Would that be under? What would that be under? I don't normally look at live stuff on YouTube. You have uploads. That wouldn't be it, would it? Yeah, I'm just gonna subscribe to you. So maybe I can see that. Okay, yeah. So there's all I see are uploads and subscriptions, but surely there's somewhere I can go to see the live thing, right?
Yeah, give me a second. Nobody's in yet, but I'll find the link.
Yeah. I just want to get posted on Facebook. So hopefully we can get more than that guy from New York.
Oh, Nick should be coming. Nick would never forgive himself if he missed a show.
Why is he such a hardcore fan of you?
The fan of us is not just me.
Oh, okay. Oh,
like when we missed the stream last week, he was on, and I was venting about 13 Reasons Why, and I was like, "What's your favorite show, Nick?" And he's like, "Your show."
Yeah.
I was like, "All right."
Yeah.
I think he just likes pissing you off, honestly.
Right. Well, you know, the UL with the counseling like community Facebook page, someone posted like 13 reasons why about like why it was this great thing about suicide, and then a bunch of people were commenting and like in agreement. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with people? It's complete simplistic, sensationalistic bullshit. Okay, there it is. Cool. All right.
Well, it's I mean, I literally did like a 30-minute stream about it, but yeah, I mean, it's basically like glorifying fucking suicide and. I have problems. I'm a teenager. I'm gonna kill myself, and then like they celebrate the fact that she kills herself. Like,
right.
That's the fucked up part about it.
She's so calculating and manipulative that she's completely unsympathetic. But that's not how someone who's suicidal would act anyway. They're not that contrived and that thought out. It's just a stupid premise.
Yeah.
And frankly, if someone like that committed suicide, but did all that beforehand, they wouldn't be. I mean, I wouldn't be sympathetic to them anyway. I mean,
she takes like zero responsibility for her own actions throughout the entire thing. At which, at some point, you guys got to be like, "Come on, dude."
Well, I guess you could probably say this for the podcast, but there was like this something that was going on at I think it was like a Burger King or something, where apparently the manager was being mean to an employee, and then the employee killed himself, and the manager's facing charges. But it's like, I don't know, maybe she was really shitty, as fast food managers are apt to be. But it's like, I mean, how much, like, if I call someone stupid and then they go kill themselves, like, am I going to be on trial for manslaughter or whatever it is? It's like, I don't know. That just feels like very vague territory.
Yeah, it's like dog racing.
Yeah, it's. All right, yeah, we can. Are you live yet? We can go.
Oh yeah, we've been live for like 5 minutes.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay. Well, shoot, I shouldn't have. I just kind of stopped it then. I shouldn't have stopped it. We were having a good conversation. Anyway. Yeah, dude, how about all the bullshit that's been going on this week over at the festival?
Oh, the shooting?
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I guess bullshit is kind of the understatement. But
I mean, I don't know. I have like I go to shootings like every day of the week, so I'm kind of jaded to it. I mean, everyone over here in Lafayette's like freaking out about it, but I'm just like, yep, okay. I mean, because if you go to a festival, that's what fucking happens. It's I mean, especially right when it ends, like 11:30, 12 o'clock. It's not a safe place to be.
Yeah. Well, is that what happens though? Like, did that happen last year or the year before last?
Last year there was like, I mean, one of the biggest problems is just crowd issues because it's so congested now. so many people go to it. There was like a stampede or something last year where people got like trampled on after a gunshot fire or something like that, if I remember correctly.
There was a gunshot fired last year.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
What's with the fucking gun? Why are people bringing fucking guns to a festival? It's so ridiculous.
it's Louisiana.
It's, jeez. But I think the biggest problem are these bars and nightclubs downtown. Like, I don't think that they have any place. I think like the City Club and the Shakers and all that should be moved elsewhere. Because all of the violence doesn't happen at the beer garden or at the museums or at the stores. It always happens at the fucking clubs. I don't know whether or not it attracts a certain type of people, or if it just creates an atmosphere where people get discouraged. But it's like it's been my stance for a long time that the bars need to move out. And like, I know that bars are no longer allowed to be built there, but they have all these ones that have been grandfathered in, and that thing's been around for 13 years, and there's been no effort made to get these fucking horrible establishments off the strip.
Well, if they move them, I mean, that's not really going to solve the problem. It's just going to take the problem away from downtown because I mean, shady nightclubs will. I mean, these people are going to go somewhere, whether or not that nightclub is there or not. They're just going to find some other place to hang out.
It's true, but at least it'll be isolated. I mean, if it were up to me, these things wouldn't really exist. But I mean, it shouldn't be like that anyway. But
I mean, with the case this weekend, I'm pretty sure I have a suspicion it's gang related because the dude is from New Iberia and there's a big gang violence problem in New Iberia right now.
yeah,
So I mean that's fucking killing New Iberia right now. I mean, I really there's really no way to stop it from. There's it's kind of like that in Lafayette, but it's not as bad, but it's getting worse too.
Are gangs a big problem in downtown New Iberia?
The west end of New Iberia, the black part of town, Hopkins Street, particularly.
Where's that?
It's I mean, it's not gangs. It's like 14-year-old kids shooting each other.
No.
But I mean, like last week, there was an 80-year-old woman who got caught in the crossfire, got shot in her house.
God damn.
Which I thought would have been like a deal breaker for that, where these guys would finally say, okay, maybe we should stop fucking shooting each other because we're killing innocent people in the process. But yeah, I mean, I've really been studying like gang psychology the past few months just because it's I've been writing about it so much. It's pretty interesting.
Well, what have you learned about it?
I mean, just like finding a solution is, I mean, because one of the things I've noticed is especially in Iberia, there's a problem of people not trusting law enforcement, and whenever you don't trust law enforcement, these things tend to get worse and worse and worse because there isn't a steady line of communication with the police. And then as it escalates, the only organizations that actually go and try to stop it, the only kind of institutions that are there to kind of curtail the violence are the churches and and it's not, this isn't for every city because it depends on pastors who actually go out in the streets and and actually try to preach and hopefully get some people to church and convert. I mean, that's really been the only successful way of kind of curtailing this kind of violence, which I found kind of interesting.
That's really fortunate too.
Yeah, I mean, but it's better than the alternative. I would I would say.
Yeah, but it's certainly not much of a preferable alternative. And then it also, I mean, it's interesting that you said that. I didn't know that, but it's still like, I mean, gangs form for a lot of reasons, a sense of belonging, groupthink, or whatever. But, those are the same type of tenets that belong in the church, blind respect for a set of arbitrary rules, following a long line of traditional things that don't make any sense. And, I understand that churches don't, have the same sort of detrimental effect as gangs do, at least not down here in Louisiana. But churches certainly aren't offering anything that gangs don't, at least as far as their tenets are. So, I mean, why the fuck would any of these people risk their lives by leaving the gang? And so, but I guess it is what it is if that's all there is.
I mean, just from a societal standpoint, I would say there's a big difference between a fucking church and a fucking gang. Just
Yeah, but I'm just making the point where it's.
I mean, I think the problem with most of these gangs is nihilism, that they see absolutely no options for themselves. They've a lot of them have grown up in single parent households without a father figure, and they look in a gang and this sort of camaraderie, and they see father figures within in this group of people, um, and they see no other options for themselves. So they basically say, you know, that I'll pick up a gun or whatever. Um, that's probably the biggest reason for I guess, especially in black communities, the for excessive gang violence. Um, I would say the church is a better alternative than a fucking gang.
Right, right, and all I'm saying is that it's the primary culture and tenets of the church are very similar to what it is in a gang in terms of the chain of command and obedience and doing what you're told and doing what everyone else does. And so it's, if that's the way it is, why would you leave your gang in the first place? That's all I'm saying. Churches certainly aren't going around murdering people.
Oh
At
yeah.
least, I mean, they are in Ethiopia and Mali, but they're not here in Louisiana, not anymore anyway.
So you're saying there's like that hierarchy, that sort of tribe mentality within.
Yeah, it's like, how do I say this as concise as I can? Like, right, because gangs aren't about being individuals or thinking for yourself or challenging.
I think that's everywhere though. Really,
It is, but it's
like it's in the atheist community.
right. Well, yes, it is, but I think that's the issue is like the antidote to gang related activity is individuality and humanism and self empowerment, and that is not something that belongs in the church at all. In fact, those things are discouraged, and so if you can't get those things in the church, why would you bother to leave the gang in the first place? Of course, most of these people don't even realize that it's an option. As far as they're concerned, they grew up, their parents didn't love them. That must have mean they did something wrong. They're worthless. They're lucky to be taken in by these group of people, never mind that they beat them up or make them do things that are bad. They don't deserve anything anyway, so at least they're part of something. And Christianity and religion, for that matter, doesn't exactly say you are worth something. Churches say, no, you're worth nothing. You're lucky that there's a invisible man in the sky that will make you worth something. Well, at least in a gang, that authority, that father figure, whatever, that person's actually real. Churches just promise you some arbitrary authority that they can't even prove exists and almost certainly doesn't exist. So, like, why would you choose that over what you can see? I don't know. That's how I feel about it anyway.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know. I mean, I guess that makes sense to a certain extent. But I mean, the thing about it though, like I understand that argument, but like when I look at the statistics of like how much churches like give to these poor communities, and like atheists are always like, I always hear like Sam Harris bitching about like the church's influence in black communities, but like there's literally no other institution to stop gang violence in these neighborhoods.
Right.
Literally nothing else. So everyone can shut the fuck up until they have an actual alternative of like an atheist institution or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's also the fact that churches like give more. Like just looking at, I just look at the statistics that people in churches or religious people tend to give more to charity, give more to tend to more service to other countries, poor countries, third world countries, all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think that, but I mean, just like looking at it from a utilitarian standpoint, there's actually, I think there's a lot of good output to it, but I mean, as far as like debating the actual like morality of it, yeah, you're probably
Sure. Well, there are, and I mean, you're certainly right in that respect that religious organizations have a lot more influence and have given a lot more money and time. Mainly, of course, that has more to do with the fact that they're just better organized, not necessarily that they're more moral. There are certain, of course, we're kind of going beyond gangs, but there's a very prominent group called Doctors Without Borders, Of
Yeah,
course,
right.
there's a group that goes around and basically does that with all the mission stuff related to it, and they do have some sort of atheist mission groups that will do similar trips like churches do, except they don't. Their primary purpose is not to preach; it's to actually give real help. But yeah, I mean, you're certainly right in that respect. I think it was Seth Andrews from the Thinking Atheist was pointing out how when the tornado struck Moore, Oklahoma in 2013, I believe, and they both had kind of like this organization of atheists and organization of Christians out there helping clean up the houses. And it wasn't like they weren't fighting each other. I mean, they were working together.
Yeah.
But one thing they pointed out is that, these churches had uniforms and they were organized and had all these people. And, a lot of these secular groups were just kind of wearing whatever, and they were obviously less organized. And I mean, that's not acceptable. We do need to be better organized, because we need to be able to offer, because we can offer the same help that religion can, but without the religion attached to it. And really, the solution to that is people being less afraid of saying that they're an atheist, less afraid of saying that you can be a good person without being religious. But that's difficult because people lose friends and they lose family. My family doesn't know I'm an atheist. I'm assuming they're not going to watch this podcast. But there are people who don't know that. And hey, Mills' mom. Yeah. But so it's like, I mean, at the same time, I'm very empathetic with that. We're still very hostile as a country towards people who are not Christian, especially down
I
here.
mean, it depends on the part of the country, for sure.
It does, yeah. I mean, it's probably easier in Vermont than it is here in Louisiana.
I mean, I was looking at all the Berkeley shit this week, and it's fucking insane how progressive they are. It's literally insane. Just because I cover local city council meetings, like when all this shit's going on, the city council's like trying to do a ban on fur in the city. I'm like, holy shit, guys.
Berkeley's kind of got the opposite problem, and I don't like how these people are fighting, like Milo and Ann Coulter, from going and speaking and trying to prevent them from speaking. I don't like how they're bringing weapons to these counter protests, and I know that doesn't represent every single one there, but I think you're really hypocritical if you ban someone who's conservative from speaking. If you know they're wrong and you're confident that you're wrong, let them speak, and then let them make an ass out of themselves, and then demonstrate to them why they made an ass of themselves. Don't ban them. I mean, that makes you know better. Because, Ann, Milo, they're not inciting riots. They're just giving their point of view. I think it's a very wrong and misinformed point of view.
Right. Well, I mean, my position on it is like I am not necessarily opposed to banning people from like university lectures or whatever. And I know like a lot of people on the free speech side or would beat me for that, but I think if there's like literally like a fucking like Richard Spencer, who's like a literal racist, like he's an actual racist, like he believes that like black people should leave the country, like he wants a segregated country. Like I see no reason for a dude like that to speak, and even he's not promoting violence. But I don't see any need for a dude like that to speak in a public forum. Someone like Ann Coulter or someone like Milo or Gavin McInnes, like they just aren't racist. They're not. And like to me, one of the most annoying thing about this is it's being framed as Nazis versus communists, and they're like these. First of all, it's not fucking Nazism because there's no fucking German nationalism in any of these fucking people on this side, so you can cut that bullshit out. But the big thing about it is that they're not inciting violence. They're not even inciting like a kind of fascism. They're Trump supporters, and of course you can disagree with that. But other than that, like they're really not fucking hurting anybody. And the thing Antifa needs to realize is that like you don't win these kind of battles, these sort of battle of ideas through violence anymore. You win it through media. You win it through like talking. And every time and the fact that everything is recorded nowadays means that whenever they do stupid shit, like when someone falls on the ground and they go and start kicking the person on the ground, or they punch a woman in the face wearing a red hat that they thought said make America great again, but it was actually like a joke hat. Like every time they do shit like that, it makes them look stupider and stupider.
Yeah, no disagreement from me there. And
And I don't even
I
disagree with Antifa, but I'm just saying like I'm just on their like. But the thing is, like I and that my critique about Antifa is that I don't think that like Gavin and Milo are actual Nazis, but I think those guys are actual communists. Like I think they're Marxist at least. I think they actually believe that like far left is shit. That's why
Antifa,
that's what's
yeah,
making them like do violence basically.
right,
And these are the
yeah.
guys that actually elected fucking Jesse Aragon, the Berkeley mayor, into office. You know,
I'm sorry, you cut off. Who did they elect?
the Jesse Aragon, the Berkeley mayor last year.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you pretty much said it all. I think the problem with a lot of these super left leaning groups. I mean, Berkeley has been guilty of this since the '60s, and I mean they've been violent and extremely intolerant in their protests, for many decades when they were doing it. There's just kind of there's an inability to differentiate between like the Ann Coulters and then someone from the extreme alt right, or Gavin McGinnis, and then someone like, I don't know. My brain's kind of failing me tonight. But it's like, if
Dave
anything
Duke.
anything you disagree with any tenet of feminism, you're a fascist. If you disagree with any tenet of liberalism, you're a Nazi. If you disagree with A, B, and C, because there's absolutely no way they can be wrong. And they're completely delusional to the fact that, they criticize the right for being dogmatic and religious and concrete when they are guilty of doing the exact same things yourself. You could be right about something, but still be unreasonably dogmatic. And that's the problem with Berkeley. If you silence and don't allow a conservative on stage to speak, and then if you go out protests and start, what was it they had here? What did the police, I just read it here a second ago. I don't want to make this a Google thing, but they confiscated like bars of like bars of lumber and
Yeah,
other actual stuff.
there
Like
was a
they
lot
brought.
of shit. There was
I'm like,
glass bottles.
yeah, that's like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah,
Like,
well, I mean,
stop.
the fucked up thing about the protests on Thursday was like all the Trump supporters were like because they had that shit happen earlier this month. They were basically told by the police, "Hey, go into this perimeter that we have of like orange cones, and drop your weapons in there, so we don't have any sort of confrontation." So they all did that, and once they all got inside that perimeter, all the Antifa people circled around that perimeter and started lobbing shit at them.
Jesus.
So it was one of the most ineffectual fucking things in the history of like police control.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
The Battle of Berkeley.
and that's kind of it's, and this gets kind of to this whole issue where it's like this wanting to appease, I guess, an anti-cop crowd can go too far, because as much as I bitch about cops, they should have some control and ability to maintain a riot. I mean,
Yeah, these cops are huge
I don't.
pussies. I've been watching like speeches from the police chief.
Yeah,
They're
yeah. I
huge
mean, they
pussies.
do have to have. They do have to have a little bit of power. I mean, you don't let them walk up to you with a weapon and then put it down. You can't trust them to do that, especially not these groups who have had a history of being violent.
Well, it's actually
And
interesting because
you'll
the
probably.
police chief actually said that, like before the riot happened, he says we're not going to engage these people because we know that these protesters will that like instead of the old days when like they would run away from us, they actually seek us out now because they want to be like manhandled. They want to have us beat them up or some shit so they can post it on YouTube or they can get arrested to get more like street cred, basically. Like that's like a tactic now.
Yeah, I don't know. It's something I'm not. Go ahead.
No, I was done.
Yeah, it's something I'm not overly connected to, because I don't think that they represent the majority of the left, and I don't think there's a perception that they support the majority of the left.
They're not supported. I
You
don't
know,
think they've denounced though. I don't think anyone specifically
what's that?
denounced them. I don't think anyone specifically denounced them on the left.
Well, I'll denounce them.
Yeah.
They're cunts, okay? They're absolute cunts. But yeah, yeah, that is an issue too. Those things that's part of the issue where some of the liberal media will refuse to point out any flaws on their side. It's the same type of issue. It's the stuff I get, like the Be Liberal page, Dead State and stuff, they don't mention a thing about Antifa.
Yeah,
I don't get any of that in my feed. Like, why wouldn't you? Like, that's your opportunity to say that this group is a shitty, cunty group and we don't tolerate it.
that's actually like the reason why like I stopped identifying as a liberal. It was like 2 years ago during the Mizzou protest at the University of Missouri when that reporter was like in that protest area, and the fucking professor, the fucking communications professor, was like, "You need to get out of here. I need some muscle to help me get this fucking reporter out here." In a fucking for a public space that he has every right to be in. Like, it's not even a fucking private space. I got so pissed off about that. And so, like, right after I found out about it, like, I was fuming all day. So at the end of the day, I went to the Young Turks and I was like, okay, because I love the Young Turks. And I was like, all right, I need fucking Jink to fucking denounce this shit. And I'm like driving home and listening to the live stream. And he literally goes on like for 45 minutes about all the shit at Mizzou, like all the racist signs that were never verified, all that shit. Like I'm like, yeah, but like get to the fucking reporter thing. And then like at the very end of it, he's like, well, we got one more thing, but we're out of time. We're out of time. And I'm like, no, dude, you fucking talk about that shit. Like, that's something you need to fucking denounce. And like, yeah, like you said, like every fucking media outlet said nothing about it. And it pissed me off so much.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's just another example. I mean, this is historic. This is on both sides. It's not just a liberal thing.
Yeah, well, Uyghur, however you pronounce his last name, was a cocksucker anyway. To the
he is. He's a left wing Alex Jones.
He is. Well, he was the guy like a few years ago where he like someone posted some shitty racist tweets on Twitter, and I think someone in that country that posted it put it on a billboard, and he said he wanted to go out and like beat them to a pulp and shit. I'm like, just. Like, why would that be your first move as opposed to doing something else? Like, that's just shitty posturing, and it just doesn't make it any better. It's
virtue signaling.
Like, why would you talk? Like, why would you talk? Like, what are you gonna say? Because here's the problem with that. Like, if I say that I disagree with the feminist, is he gonna want to beat me to a bloody pulp? He's just gonna assume that I'm sexist without actually taking the time to listen to me. He's just gonna beat me up. Like, let's not do that. That's what religious nuts do. That shouldn't be what people on the left do. That's what they do.
So I made a video like a few days ago where the basic premise of it was social justice is just like the like church like evangelical preaching at this point. Like there's a video of there's this new Comedy Central show where they do a rap basically about some really social justice thing. It's like feminism or something, like mansplaining or some shit like that. And it's such a bad rap that he and like Sargon just does it side by side with like an old timey Christian rap, and it's like the exact same fucking thing.
How is it the same?
Like, it's just the same, like really bad, like trying to be cool, intentionally trying to be cool when it's just really corny and cringy.
Yeah. Well, you saw that MTV thing, the thing that MTV did at the beginning of the year, Dear White Men. That absolutely shitty thing. Blue Lives Matter isn't a thing. Stop mansplaining. And yeah, it was universally hated, and then they had to take it off because everyone fucking hated it. It was just absolute racist, sexist shit towards white guys.
Yeah, there's a Netflix is about to release a series called Dear White People or something like that.
Oh yeah, I'd heard about that. I'm not really interested in it.
Yeah, I'll probably watch it just because I hate myself.
But. Yeah. How many episodes did you get into 13 Reasons Why?
Oh, I finished it.
You watched the whole thing?
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude! You are a fucking warrior.
You didn't finish it?
No, I watched like 5 minutes and then I skimmed through it. I couldn't watch anymore.
Oh well, shit! You can't even talk.
Shut up! I know enough to say about that. Damn it, that was horrible. It's because I decided I'm not a masochist and didn't want to be a journalist like you, so I don't have to subject myself to that shit.
I was actually kind of digging the first like 3 episodes.
Yeah.
I was like, this is getting cringy. And like there's also just like weird character choices. Like there's they have like a skinny blonde haired kid with like a lisp, but like he's supposed to be like a player. And it's like, dude, you're obviously gay. Why are they making him like the dude with 3 girlfriends? There's also like a really like tough street dude who's like Mexican, and they make him gay for no reason, and it's like what? But yeah, I don't know. Like it's like they were kind of trying to go out of their way for diversity for no reason. I don't know.
Right. Of course, again, like everyone is good looking. Just like every fucking new show, everyone is a 10 out of 10 model. You know, it's never going to be an ugly person that commits suicide. Otherwise, we're not going to be emotionally connected.
Yes, Selena Gomez, and that's what I fucking hated her character too, because she's like, oh, I'm so weird and dark and depressed, and I read literature. It's like, bitch, you're fucking Selena Gomez. You're like a fucking 10. Like, you have nothing to be sad about. You're not going to be the weird girl at this high school. You are going to be the popular girl at this high school because you're so hot,
Right.
obviously.
Yeah.
Why am I like, I feel crazy.
13 Reasons Why reminds me of, I'm sure you haven't seen it, but you know the movie Not Ashamed,
No.
the Christian movie that came out. It was basically it came out. I think it was made by the same people who made the God's Not Dead movies, but it was about based on the journals of Rachel Stott, the lady who died at Columbine, and like her mother in real life believes she has actual prophecy. And but anyway, everyone in the show is like super good looking, like even more good looking than the real people they actually represented.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like 13 Reasons Why reminds me of every shitty Christian movie that's come out in the last 2 or 3 years, where it gets everything wrong. Everyone's attractive and everyone speaks in cliches, and
I ain't got a problem with everyone being attractive.
what's that?
If I'm gonna watch them for 2 hours, I want some good looking chicks in it. I got no problems with with a bunch of tens.
It doesn't bother you that like everyone's just so perfectly good looking on TV these days.
If they, I mean, the only thing that bothers is how much, like, if they're just in bikinis all the time, whether it's not explained, that's fine. Like, I want to be desensitized as much as possible when I'm watching entertainment.
I don't know. It takes me so out of it though, because it's so like it's so clean and perfect. Like I love the show Good Times. It's one of my favorite shows of all time.
Good times.
Exactly. And I know I sound like a grumpy old man when I say this, but like look at them. No one in that show is attractive. Everyone is the ugliest fucking person I've ever met in my entire life. And I'm not saying there shouldn't. Yeah, exactly. All right, because they're those people. I'll take that out. And I'm not saying like good-looking people shouldn't be in shows, but like there was something. It was just real and sincere, and you felt more connected to it because they actually looked like people, not 10 out of 10s who puke their lunch every day and wear a bunch of makeup.
I mean, I think it depends on like how good an actor you are is more important than the actual physicality. Like
it is, but yeah, I don't think anyone.
I mean, I like Steve Buscemi, but I don't want to see him in every fucking movie.
Right. Well, I don't think anyone in 13 Reasons Why is exactly Oscar nominated. I feel they were probably more selected for their looks than their acting ability, although they weren't terrible, I guess. They were not bad considering the script they had to work with.
Yeah, they're probably doing another season. You can.
They could do another season. How many years could go by before like these kids stop talking about the suicide? Like, are they still going to listen to her cassette tapes in 2042 or whatever?
No, they finished all that, but she's that's another thing that pissed me off. It took them like 8 fucking episodes to listen to all those tapes. I'm like, dude, if you have tapes of like your dead friend, you're gonna watch that all in one night. And it's like, right. But I've got seizures. It's like, shut up, dude. Just push through it. Like he gets like anxiety whenever he listens to it. It's like you wouldn't wait that long, but just plot spacing, you have to pretend to do to be all anxious about it. It's like, dude,
it's like after the first tape, what are you gonna do? Stop and go to lunch and then come back to
That's what he does. Like he listens and he takes a walk in the park and he broods. There's so much brooding with that one dude.
Brooding,
it's insane.
I love a good brooder. Yeah, it's melodramatic nonsense. The Bayou Church is actually doing a forum about, I guess, everyone's opinions on 13 Reasons Why in a week. I'm tempted to go, but I'm afraid if the opinions swing the wrong way, I might jump up on stage and choke someone.
No, I think they'll hate it.
Huh?
I think they'll probably hate it.
I think most people hate it. Like most of the counselor friends.
It's got like a 96% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, well, Yeah, but so does like Star Wars Episode 1 also has good ratings on Rotten
No, it
Tomatoes.
does. It
Yeah,
has like
it's
30%.
96, really? I don't know. I guess it just kind of pulls at the heartstrings. Like I know people on Facebook, they were like, "This was really sad," and it really was like what suicide is about. And then that's when I realized they've never had a friend that committed
That's
suicide.
kind of the reason why I liked it though, because uh, it's so like I think it's really good at getting like in the mind of a teenager. Like that's how you think when you're a teenager. Like you think everyone's against you, and like if I killed myself, you would all be so sad right now. Like it's basically like teenage masturbation.
I don't know if I agree with that. No, I'm not saying that teens don't think what you just said. But generally anyone who commits suicide, even if they're a teen, it's usually an impulsive decision.
Oh
It's
yeah,
not
like
the,
I'm not talking about actual suicides. I'm talking about like teenagers who think
yeah,
about
yeah,
suicide who
yeah.
aren't actually
But
going to
I
do
mean,
it.
the suicide is what the whole plot is based around, so you can't just throw that out
Oh
of
yeah, it's a fucked up. Yeah, it's a fake. There's
Oh
a
yeah,
flaw
I
in this
guess
plot.
I kind of see what you say. It does capture
It's
teenage.
like yeah, it's like a story like a 12-year-old girl wrote in her journal or something.
Right, exactly,
Yeah.
yeah. But with that said, there is nothing worse than watching teen angst portrayed accurately.
Yeah, I just really hate teenagers now. I really like all of these people were the worst in that show. I do not like any of them. I
They
don't
really
even
are
like
the worst,
the
aren't they?
parents
Yeah, yeah.
because the mom's like even the like the bitch's mom, Selena Gomez's mom is like going up to these kids like, "Did you kill her? What did you say to her?" It's like you're
Oh,
really gonna blame a teenager on your daughter suicide? Like they didn't fucking
right.
know. None of these people knew how bad it was.
Well, yeah, that's like, and a mom would not do that anyway.
Yeah, no,
Like
no,
that's
no adult would do
yeah,
that.
yeah. And that's the one. That's kind of the like that kind of goes back to what we were talking about at the beginning. It's I think bullying is really shitty and it should be stopped at all costs. But it's like I said, what if I'm just, I was mean to people in high school. Wasn't super mean, but like I'd make fun of someone. Then he goes home and kills himself. Like, is that my fault? I mean, I'm sure I didn't help, but
Yeah, that's. I mean,
like,
obviously, that's like a. I don't think. Yeah, no one would do. Like, I don't know how many suicides there are as a result of bullying. I don't think there's that many though. Like, I don't think that's a thing that happens a lot.
yeah, I mean, you see it, you'll see like the occasional story going around on Facebook. Um, but I don't know. I mean, suicide is
Especially
such
how
a
many teenage
complex thing. I mean,
suicides are.
a lot of people get picked on in high school and don't kill themselves. I mean, high
Yeah,
school's just shitty. But
it's like picked on at some point in high school.
right, and it's like
High school's the fucking worst. It's just like it's survival of the fittest, basically.
it is, and
It's like
everyone's
it's
just cruel and
tribal, crazy tribal shit.
it, it's tribal bullshit, and the authorities in charge are just too burned out by a shitty administration to care. And so really it's just the kids and it's you got the jocks acting shitty and the goths acting shitty and the nonconformists acting shitty and I think back on high school like it was fucking horrible. Like I prefer the
Mine
time
wasn't too bad. I had a very small class, though.
oh yeah, yeah.
It's very strange when you think about it. Just the fact that cities say, "Okay, we're going to gather up all the children in this city and put them all in a building together for 8 hours every day, where they will all be taught the same thing."
It's fucking archaic.
It's
It's
weird.
yeah, it's it was a model that was made back in the 19th century where when back when only women went to school and there were about 10 people per class. We still use that same model with high schools that have hundreds if not thousands of students and we've never bothered to update it. You realize the reason why we have summer vacation is so people could go off and go farm with their family. They can go
Yeah.
take care after the farm. No one's lived on a farm in over 100 years, but we still have summer vacation, and that just shows like the fact that we have absolutely done nothing to make education any better since we came up with it 200 years ago or whatever. It's and then I mean, did you hear by the way what happened with now I'm upset. Did you hear what happened? What the school board did last week? They opened up that new school that was going to split. students at Como. So students were going to go to this new school, and then the others would stay here. Well, what happened was, well, it wasn't just Como; it was a bunch of other schools. So what happened was, because they were moving some of these students over, the population of each school is obviously smaller, right? So they have to cut some teachers, right? And so the school board just decided to open up this new school, lower the population, and then just lay off these teachers. Well, you might ask, well, why don't they just send some of those teachers to that new school? Well, because that would make too much fucking sense. And so this cocksucking school board just callously opens up this school and just lays off these teachers. Just nowhere. It's like, oh, we don't care. It's not our problem. It's not our money. It's not our livelihood. Just fuck them. Fuck these teachers.
Huh.
Like, seriously, fuck this school board. I know 3 teachers, 3 friends of mine that have been laid off for no fucking reason. I'm just,
That's
oh,
crazy.
yeah, it's
I didn't know about that.
bullshit. Yeah, I mean, the school system in America just operates like one giant illegal trust. It's just this one giant monopoly where these 5 or 6 whatever corporate assholes just make all the decisions, and they make any of the decisions that make them the most money and will squelch any competition. I mean, the fact that the school board system's even allowed under these antitrust provisions we have in America is absolutely beyond me. It's illegal. It should be abolished. It's just so infuriating. Anyway, that's it.
School is for fools. That's what Adam Sandler said.
School is for fools, yes. Drugs are cool, but I don't go to school. Just good old crack for me.
We got Nick on the live chats and Fire Mills as usual.
Again? Sorry, Nick.
He's still here.
Have no fire clause.
We've got a name now, so I think we have to, and it's plural.
Yeah. Corey has to pay me $5 million to buy me out, so you got to stick with me for a while.
This is a partnership.
Yeah. I'm looking at the video right now. I love how it just goes to me with my hair sticking up and then that weird little eye thing you have. When you talk. Yeah. That is. Why don't you ever show your face?
I mean, I guess I could, but
I'd like to at least see your apartment. I want to see all the sex toys you have.
I really like, I don't know, I feel like I'm a piece of shit right now. I'm in my boxers, but whatever.
Oh. Do you have hair on your chest?
I do.
They do grow, you do? Do you grow a lot of hair?
Just on my chest and nowhere else on my body.
Nowhere like your belly button or anything?
Well, on my belly, but none of my back or legs or anything.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, that's just creepy if you have all that hair. Not bad. What about you, Nick? Do you have a lot of weird hair? I hear people up there have, like, they grow hair in really strange places.
Apparently,
I just noticed I was touching my. Yeah, go ahead.
Apparently, the Alton Sterling decision is going to be happening tomorrow. So I'm going to be shifting from Berkeley to Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
For the protest. So it's been fucking 10 months.
I actually haven't followed that. I'm assuming these cops were charged with murder, right?
No, it's been under investigation by the FBI the Department of Justice since it happened. So
wait, is it the decision for a verdict or a decision to indict?
It's a decision to indict, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. God, if they don't get charged with second-degree murder, there are going to be some pissed off people, including me, by the way. Well, I mean, I'm not going to go riot in Baton Rouge, but I mean, that was just senseless murder in cold blood. There's no other.
Yeah, I'm going to be interested to see what the report says. Because, I mean, every time you can't not be affected by that fucking video. It's just like, such a.
Yeah. I mean.
But, I mean, I do understand the points that some people make of like, well, we don't see certain corners. We don't see what he's doing with his hands and stuff. But, like, I don't. Unless there's like something I'm not thinking of, I can't see any justifiable reason for just taking the gun and put it on his fucking head.
We'll grant the ridiculous notion, and there's no evidence of this, by the way, but we'll grant the ridiculous notion that he was reaching for his gun. There are 2 cops, I believe, maybe more, 2 cops on him, right? They're on him, pinning him down. Was there seriously no other way to incapacitate him than shooting him? Grab his arms. What's the matter with you?
I believe they tased him a few times and it didn't work because he was a big dude.
Oh, no, okay. But then you know, just because you tase someone it doesn't work doesn't mean you shoot him,
Yeah.
or at least shoot him lethally. I mean, shoot him in the leg if you have to. Don't shoot him and murder him. I think honestly, I really don't believe the cops are worried about their safety. I think like a typical cop, their ego is bruised. They didn't like that they were being disrespected, and they got a temper and they shot. I don't believe for a moment that their physical safety was at risk.
More importantly, Nick does
Yeah.
not have any hair on his chest.
Oh, well, what a faggot. That's all right. I don't have any hair on my chest either. I'm like completely Cherokee, and so every time I take off my shirt in front of a girl, which I do get from time to
Wait,
time.
what? You're
Huh?
Cherokee?
Very, very small, like
Oh, I
inconsequential.
thought you said I'm completely Cherokee.
No, if I did, I didn't mean to.
I was like, you just pull like an Elizabeth Warren, try to get some fucking street cred
That's
for being
true. I
Indian.
did. Or who was that? What was the name of that black chick who was not black?
Oh, Dolezal, Rachel
Yeah,
Dolezal.
yeah. But yeah, I only have like I don't have any of the cool heritage where I could like throw spears or whatever Cherokees do. But I don't grow any hair anywhere except for my head and my dick. That's it. That's the one defining thing about my Cherokee blood.
That's easy. No shaving.
That's true. But it's like every time I take my shirt off, a girl's like, "You don't have any hair." And then I got to explain why I don't have any hair. And I'm like, can we just get to fucking already? Like, I'm tired of talking about it. My God. I mean, think of it this way less things to scratch off after we're done. But I don't know. They won't have any of it. Oh, my Les Mis project is coming out soon. I want to plug something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing basically what I did with Hamilton, except I'm having some more piano parts, and I'm including every song, and I can't wait to show it. I think it's going to be fun.
I know
Yeah,
when it's coming out.
um,
One day more.
yeah, one day. Oh, I forgot to add that part of my thing. I need to do that. You know what I realized about Les Mis? Honestly, I think the music's a bit overrated. It's the melodies are very basic and poppy. Like I don't think they're all that great.
It's weird. Like Les Mis was the first like theater like thing I've ever gotten. A musical I've ever gotten into, and like I saw the movie with fucking Hugh Jackman and Russell Crowe. I saw it
Yeah.
the first time, and I really didn't understand it at all the first time I saw it. Like it just confused the shit out of me because I didn't like understand the music or how any of this worked. And so like I like saw it again the next week, and then I just like cried the entire time.
Oh, the movie?
Yeah, like it just like I went to, and then I watched the play and just like fucking cried. Like I Dreamed a Dream fucks me up like crazy.
Yeah. Well, the singing can be very. I mean, I love the. I think what makes the song so great is that I mean, you absolutely understand what every character is about and what they want and what they're not getting. And of course, you know, Eponine's I guess the big one in that regard, but it applies. What's that? Yeah.
Eponine is the 13 Reasons Why girl of Les Miserables.
Yeah.
Just constantly preaching conversation in life.
Yeah. Here's why all the guys love Eponine. They think they have a shot at her.
Because she fucks. We know she fucks.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. She probably like I don't believe she was.
She's just dirty. She's dirty.
Yeah, I think she was actually 69 to death on her way back, and then I think the blood was just a cover.
That's what I assumed.
Yeah.
But, I read the 3,000 page book of Les Miserables too.
You've read the entire book? Wow.
Actually, I read the book like once a year. It's like one of my favorite books.
Impressive.
Even though it's incredibly boring. Like there's just like hundreds of pages that Victor Hugo takes to describe like the sewer systems of Paris during like just nothing to do with the plot. But there's like 5 books I read every year, and that's one of them. But yeah, I fucking love Les Miserables. Hamilton is like probably the only other musical I like.
You don't like I'm trying to think of a good musical. You don't like any of the classics like Sound of Music, Mary Poppins, My Fair Lady? You don't like those? Those are gay.
I like sad shit. I don't like, those are too like corny.
Yeah, they're corny, but they're classic.
I'm getting like really into opera right now. It's very I'm like really into trap music and really into opera. And so yeah, like hard, like super, like Future and like super bad hip hop and also opera. So I just go like straight back and forth. Like there's this one video of there's like in Holland there's like a Dutch version of American Idol, and this fucking girl goes up. She's like 8 years old, and they're like, "What are you going to sing?" And she's like, "I'm going to sing O mio Babino Caro, like an opera, like one of my favorite opera songs." And dude, like I saw it while working, while I was at work, and I just fucking like burst in tears. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I
You
fucking
must
hate American Idol too, but
yeah. Well, that's a little opera. That's a bit different though.
yeah. I don't even know why. Like, I don't even understand why. Like, I like it so much. It's just like it just fucking makes me cry. Like,
It's
I'm a fucking.
beautiful.
I have like Italian genes or something.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I'm probably fucking
It's
Sicilian.
yeah. Well, I mean, to listen to someone just belt a woo like that and just do it for a whole straight 2 hours. I mean, that's fucking impressive.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
used to think it was gay as fuck, but I don't know. Maybe I'm getting older.
Fuck yeah. I love how it's like there's a certain age where among guys where anything that's hard to do is considered gay. Like it's just
Wait, say it
any
again?
type of performing arts is gay for some.
Oh, well, it is gay, but you just have to kind of accept the gayness of it.
Yeah. Well, what's wrong with being gay, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I personally wouldn't want to experience a gay touch, but if you like it, you go right ahead. Yeah. ACA puts on operas all the time, right? Makes some pretty
Yeah,
good ones too.
yeah, I think I almost went to one like a few years ago, but
Yeah.
I may go to one.
You
There's
should.
only one like there's two operas that I like, and so I don't think they're playing any of those.
Yeah. You must love Amadeus.
No, well, I never. What, the movie?
Yeah.
I actually have never seen the movie, but I know like the cultural jokes about it.
Yeah. We'll definitely see the movie. It's actually my favorite movie of all time. But there's actually a lot of opera in there because it revolves around Salieri and Mozart's operas. And, they play entire pieces and stuff.
Or rather, The
It's
Fifth
awesome.
Element, where there's that big blue bitch just fucking singing her heart out. You ever saw The Fifth Element?
Hmm. Never.
You ever saw The Fifth Element?
Never.
With Bruce Willis and fucking Mila Jovovich. She's like some fucking alien or some shit, and they have to like Chris Tucker's like this gay dude with blonde hair that goes like 5 feet straight up, and like he's trying to fuck Bruce Willis, and they go on like this crazy adventure. It's pretty good. You should watch it.
Hmm. I should. I watched a Lego movie last weekend.
Oh, that
It was,
movie's great.
it was about as every bit as good as I thought it would be. The whole part, like at the beginning, like everything was a lot of cliches, right? And I didn't mind it, but everything was like believe in your dreams, you can accomplish anything, and fighting a corporation and stuff. But then like the twist at the end, and I guess I don't want to ruin it if our one listener has not seen it, but
There are two.
two, okay. But when like I guess the reveal or the twist makes it completely understandable why all the cliches were there. Like
Actually, I didn't like. I like the rest of the movie. I didn't like the reveal.
you did not like the reveal? Oh my
No.
god! Wow, I thought that was like what made the movie for
I
me.
didn't want like the deep emotion. Like that movie was consistently funny. Like every 15 seconds there was a funny joke.
Yes,
And
there
like
was.
and like then they just want to go into this bullshit of, we need to play together or whatever I don't even remember. I saw it like 3 years ago. But
Oh
I was
wow.
just like, I didn't want any fucking cheat message. I just wanted to laugh about Batman
Yeah.
as a Lego figure.
I will say, if you liked it just for the jokes, the jokes had a lot of singles and doubles. It was really
The jokes
funny.
are amazing. I don't think I've ever laughed that consistently at a movie.
Yeah, there wasn't a single cringeworthy attempt at humor. But what about the animation? I mean, I was fooled for about 3 minutes that it was. I thought it was like stop action, like that's what it looked like. And I think what they did was they took the CGI and then they just cut it down to a really low frame rate. So it almost looks like they are doing it with actual Legos, and combine that with the water when it was rippling up and down, and just the
Yeah, that
movie.
was cool.
Oh, it was so pretty. It was such a beautiful movie. I don't know why it took me so long to see it, but that was
Yeah, that
just
came out like 4 years ago.
yeah, 3 or 4 years ago. Yeah,
That's crazy.
I love how the song "Everything Is Awesome" was the big reveal as to how whatever her name was found out that Emmett was a fraud.
Yeah.
He's like, "What's your favorite song?" "Everything is awesome." Oh, motherfucker! He realized he's just a schmuck.
It's a good show.
It is. It is. I guess I need to watch The Fifth Element so we can have something to talk about next week.
Yeah. You got anything else?
That's it. I'm actually going to get off so I can watch the third episode of Cosmos. I've actually already seen the series, but I'm trying to watch it again.
Really? You should go into the Bill Nye show. I heard it's great.
What's that?
You should try the Bill Nye show. I heard it's great.
Oh, yeah. So is it like a new one? Because I know he sort of did a political one in the early 2000s, but this is a new
This
one.
is it's a Netflix. It's Netflix produced it or whatever.
Oh, okay. What was that?
I guess it's like a kind of like a late night talk show format.
Okay.
But it's fucking cringy as shit.
Oh, is this Bill Nye Saves the World?
Yeah, that's it.
Is it cringy as shit? Is it not?
Well, it's like he gets into like the whole gender as a spectrum thing and gets really heavy into it and like kind of like the rap thing, the Moshe Kasher thing, like it's just very preachy. Like he has this metaphor about ice cream and says like that the ice cream should like that he compares it to gender and stuff, and it's really cringy. And like there's really not much like science behind it. He's just like gender is a spectrum. And it's like, okay.
All he says.
Like, it's not much. There's also like really cringy songs in it, but it's very like very little science actually. It's like it's the exact opposite of Cosmos. I think is.
Yeah, well, I mean, when I like discusses climate change, alternative medicine, artificial intelligence, it sounds a little bit more political than scientific. But, Neil deGrasse Tyson has this innate ability to be really political without anyone realizing that he's political. Like if you ever,
I'm kind of I don't know how I feel about Neil deGrasse Tyson. I used to love the motherfucker, but he did this tweet the other day that everyone's making fun of, where he was like, what did he say? He was like most wars have been fought because two different groups didn't believe different things from each other. It was like, yeah, okay, Neil. That's what wars are.
Yeah, well, I think
and he's like trying to be like all deep and profound. It's like
I will defend him. I will defend him for a second. I think the point is, one of the things he talks about is the importance of discovering truth and not being right, right? Yeah, getting it right, not being right. And, it's important that, beliefs are okay. But if you're just stubborn with your beliefs and aren't open to any changes, and you can start getting violent to people who disagree with you, and instead of trying to learn with them, you want to murder them, which is how pretty much almost every war, especially in the early days, started. And I think that's what
it's a really obvious point, which was I think the
it's an obvious point, yeah, but it's a point that it's a point that needs to be made, because this is exactly what's going on, for example, at the Berkeley protests. I mean, that's exactly what's going on. Two sides not listening to each other. Shutting down speech as opposed to letting people talk, and then, showing up to the talks of people who disagree with you with weapons. I mean, that's exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
Something that could be easily resolved, but people are too loud and stubborn and stupid. I don't know. But yeah.
Yes, I mean, so Neil deGrasse Tyson is basically the scientist version of the girl who like with a flower who's like peace and love, man.
Yeah, he's kind of like that. I mean, he's very charismatic. He is likable. I mean, people like. I don't know how brilliant of a science. I mean, he's an astrophysicist. I'm sure he knows his shit. But his true talent is taking a relatively dry subject and making it very interesting and being very charismatic of it. I mean, you've seen the average scientist go on stage and talk. I mean, they're brilliant. They're also the most boring motherfuckers on the planet.
Yeah.
Neil deGrasse Tyson is not boring, and that's why he's so captivating and admired.
I remember what's that dude's name? Kaku, Michiro Kaku, or whatever. So he's like some either a quantum physicist or an astrophysicist. He used to go on Opie and Anthony, and he would be like, "The universe is like a bubble." Like he would make these weird analogies that they would just make fun of him for.
I've never heard of this guy.
What's that motherfucker's name? I know the last name's Kaku.
Kaku? How do you spell it?
Kaku.
AKA you said?
Michio Kaku, that's it.
Michio Kaku?
Yeah, theoretical physicist.
Oh, okay. But I never, I can't find him. Whatever, I'll look at him later. He goes on Opie and Anthony, really? Or he went on Opie and Anthony?
Yeah, it's actually pretty. Neil deGrasse Tyson went on that show a few times too.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Okay, wait. I want to play the ice cream thing.
Oh, okay. The video's just going to pop up here, right?
Yeah. Let me. Okay, we'll see what we think of this.
Let's pause it if we have something we could comment on.
Yeah, just say when to pause.
Okay. Oh. What's going on? Are you showing me the video right now?
Can you hear it?
No, I just see a thing that says exit to full screen.
Oh, what about this?
Okay, yeah, I see that now.
Okay, let's try it now.
I can't. Well, I guess I can see the text, so I guess that's all right.
You can't hear it?
No, I can't hear it at all. Oh, there we go. It's okay. Start from the beginning. I can hear it now.
Take 3.
But not everyone sees it this way. But there are lots of flavors to sexuality.
Here, vanilla.
Damn!
Oh, this again? Come on.
Chillax, Strobs.
Settle, everybody. Settle. Now, I've spoken to some of you about my theories on the nature of being ice cream.
Which have no basis in science.
It's the science of feelings. And as vanilla, I feel that I am the most natural of the ice creams, and therefore the rest of you should just go ahead and also be vanilla.
Oh.
It's the one true flavor.
No! Don't make me stop being strawberry delicious.
Oh, Christ. Look, no one can make you stop being strawberry. You're strawberry.
Oh, be salted, Carl.
I just think if you want to get right with the big ice cream in the sky, change your flavor by wishing to be vanilla.
Pause.
What is?
Pause. Okay, I'm a little. Is this like a gay versus straight type of thing, or is this like a trans, or is it like a race type of thing?
I think he's mixing a lot of stuff here. It's the conversion therapy thing seems to indicate a gay conversion.
Yeah.
The lot of different flavors thing seems to indicate like gender and trans and stuff. And I think he's kind of pulling it all together into this one thing.
I guess that's what he's. Oh, okay.
But,
right.
I mean, I really don't have much problem with it so far.
Yeah. Okay.
Cream in the sky is chocolate.
Blasphemy. Everyone should pretend to be vanilla until they no longer have the urge not to be vanilla.
I did not urge to be pistachio. I am pistachio. Hey, mint chocolate chip.
Sorry I'm late. I was busy being 2 awesome things at once.
Cool.
Not cool. Pick a lane, butt stain.
Vanilla's trying to convert us all again.
Okay, I think that's like binary and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's nuts. No offense, nuts.
This is all just really cringy fucking humor, but anyway.
Come on.
Yeah.
Nobody wants just one flavor of ice cream.
I do.
Haven't you ever wanted to be in a Neapolitan?
I can't.
Come on. It's natural. All natural cocoa.
And strawberry fresh from the field. It's so creamy and delicious.
Big ice cream in the sky, help me. It's good.
It's like giving up.
Meet you at the bowl.
This is on.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, get it. Woo!
Get in here, nuts.
I mean, it's whatever. It's a rather odd way of describing that.
Yeah, it's just sit on a dick. You'll be fine. That's what Bill Nye, the sit on a dick guy.
Yeah, but I guess it's also though if you don't care for other flavors, that means you're intolerant. That doesn't mean that. That's just your preference.
Yeah,
that's kind of what I got at the end where the vanilla whatever, he's like, oh no, I can't do that, I don't like it, but then it reveals he's just bigoted. He doesn't. Actually, like if he really opened his mind, he would like other races.
Yeah, everyone wants to have an orgy all the time.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. Exactly. Well, what's that? I'm trying to
It's
remember
actually
that
way
belief
retarded,
that,
but
like Billy Joel, whatever his name is from Green Day, he believes that.
Billy Joe Armstrong.
Yeah, yeah. He believes that everyone is actually sexually attracted to everyone. That the only reason guys are attracted to girls and vice versa is because of societal limits. And I don't know if I agree with that.
It's fucking dumb.
That is really dumb. Yeah,
That's fucking like that's postmodern. Everything is everything.
yeah,
Everybody has an individual gender or whatever. It's like whatever, dude.
yeah. My problem with that thinking is that they're completely intolerant to someone who might disagree with that. Like, you know what? I don't see how I would be attracted to other guys. You bigot motherfucker! Kill him and don't allow him to speak at Berkeley. Yeah. Okay.
It's weird.
It's weird. I'll have to check out the show.
Yeah, there's a way more cringy song. There's a song after this. That
Yeah, but yeah, like that one again. It kind of felt a bit preachy and a little condescending as well. It's just
it's
sort of
weird
that,
coming from Bill Nye.
yeah.
Who you think in your mind is the most asexual person in your life, and turns out to be a fucking freak.
Is that who you think Bill Nye is?
Well, why would he be talking about this if it wasn't? I mean, this is obviously something that was on his mind. I think he's like, I think he does some crazy sex shit.
Oh, I'm sure he does.
He's into some weird shit. He has the bow tie.
He's got the bow tie. He's got that nose.
You don't wear a bow tie and not be a freak.
Right. Yeah. He's only like people with certain types of noses do weird sexual things. Like he's got the nuts and mint chocolate chip fucking the strawberry and pistachio nose. Like I think he just sits in his house and fucks ice cream all night. That's what he does.
What wasn't a metaphor? He was just talking about fucking ice cream.
Yeah. Right. There wasn't metaphorical. He's like, people think fucking ice cream is weird, but here's why it's not. And
science says fucking ice cream is great for you.
That's right. I imagine fucking ice cream, like it would be really painful and cold at first, but then, like if it stayed out of the fridge for a while, and then your dick kind of got numb to it, I can imagine it'd feel kind of good.
I don't think so.
You don't think eventually it would be a nice feeling at some point? I don't know.
Imagine it.
I mean, I actually had a pint of ice cream that I could have tried it on, but I chose to eat it instead of fuck it. That was my mistake. Next time, I'll do better.
Yeah, I have to be so comfortable to fuck in the first place that I can't even imagine how ice cream would figure into the equation.
Yeah. Well, what about masturbating though?
Yeah, same thing.
The same thing. You really have to.
I can't have sex standing up. I can't masturbate standing up.
You can't. Yeah. Well, I just lie down when I masturbate though.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone who masturbates standing up.
You see it in a lot of porn.
Yeah.
And you're like, huh.
But those are pros though.
Yeah, they're pros.
I mean, yeah. Like when you're masturbating, you don't want to be fighting gravity when you masturbate. Like I used to actually sit when I masturbated, but then I lied down one time. I never knew why I sat. Like you don't want your body to have to do anything else except for your right hand or your left, whatever you are.
Yeah.
I'm left-handed. So I don't know. I lie down and I hope I don't squirt onto my computer when I'm finished.
I really hope your mom isn't watching.
Oh yeah.
We lost one of our followers.
Right. Well, I mean, would you like to go back to the podcast where we're just Googling shit and not saying anything?
No. I mean, we should do a poll.
It is what it is. I mean, I'm not like doing anything wrong. I'm just doing, we're just saying things that some people might not say. If they don't like it, they don't have to listen to it. So, anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get off and watch Cosmos. Are you gonna stay on some more? Or are you gonna get off?
I'll see if Nick wants to hang out, but I'll probably be getting off soon.
Cool. All right. Cool. Well, I guess I will talk to you next time we do this.
All right.
See you later.
See ya. Now that Mills is gone. Nick, you still here? You got anything left? Yeah, we got into some weird territory. I really don't. I really prefer not to talk about masturbation in a podcast, just because I really don't think anyone wants that visual image. But it goes where it goes. I can't. I can't. I'm sorry if it offends some people, but you know, it is what it is. Bill Nye is the fucking worst. I'm sorry. I fucking hate Bill Nye. The thing that pisses me off of the most about that show is there's like a veneer of. Oh man. Okay, guys, I got a text. I got to get out. All right. See ya.